even if in winter things tend to freeze. We got the world monopoly on trees, and our country's bordered by 3 different seas.
Yeah, I know that you want to be Canadian, please. We invented the zipper. We got
Hello. Hello, Big Dro. It's good to see you. I thought I'd stream this afternoon. I did have some thoughts about switching it to tomorrow, but tomorrow's gonna be too busy for me.
And me.
And you too, yeah, that's true. That's true. How are you doing though? Like,
we do enjoy thoughts. Wait, wrong thought. Sorry.
I don't enjoy thoughts. I don't have the money for that, for one thing. And for two, I'm not into that. Not my thing. Male thoughts exist too, by the way. I know most men who are in that side of MGTOW, not all MGTOW are quite equal, but in that side of MGTOW, some men are thoughts. I know it's hard for you to believe, but they do exist. They're rare. They're rare.
Not as rare as you think.
No, there's a lot of them. I mean, I'm gonna be frank. The first one I ever met, or not, well, I've never met him, but first one I ever saw was Johnny Depp. He doesn't even want to be one. I think he spent most of his career trying to get away from being one.
He was just a teen heartthrob.
Well, he couldn't help it. His face is what it is, but it sells.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the reason he was so messed up, is because he's always been kind of running away from the fact that that's what sells. Is his, and he's like, well, that's kind of petty. Why don't you like me for other things? Well, we do. There's a lot of things to like about him, but his face was a lot of girls had a huge crush on him. I saw him as the good-looking guy, but I also saw him as like an older brother, because he was too old for me. It's like, you could be the best-looking guy on the planet and still be too old for me. So my feelings for Johnny Depp are more like that of like, little cousin who doesn't really know you very well, but still thinks you're cute. I don't want to screw you though. That's gross. I have protected feelings though. I still think Amber Heard is a piece of poo. She's a little piece of poo. Hi, how you doing, Tracker? Hi, Mrs. Cook. Hi, Credible Threat. How you guys doing?
Hey guys.
My birthday's tomorrow, Big Dro. I turned the big 4-0. I am kind of half in denial, and I'm kind of half in like, just get it over with.
Oh yeah, it's your birthday tomorrow. It's Scotty's birthday in 2 days, and then
it's also Cryptic's birthday.
Birthday on the 20th.
Yep. We're all getting older. That's right. That really makes you wonder what people were doing like 9 months ago.
Big Joe is calling you 30.
Oh, I wish I was 30. I mean, no. Yeah, I kind of do. I'd still have more energy, or when I fall down, it wouldn't hurt quite as much getting up, because it still hurts regardless what age you are. It just hurts a lot more when you're older, and you're just always asking why. What did I do wrong over the last 10 years? Was it my diet? Was it my exercise? No, it's just I'm older.
Yep.
Hi, TC.
Hey, TC. Oh my god, I gotta remember where... Well, is Trucker still here?
Mm-hmm.
Trucker?
Hey. You're a little bit quiet, and I don't know if that's my end.
The microphone has me, like, cut you out. I could hear you muttering. So you're not muted, you're just maybe...
Well, I was muted at...
Oh,
I was muted at first.
I turned
there you
loud,
are.
Though.
I was gonna say, if you want to... If you would like to disappear because of an article that I found today, feel free. But it's one of those.
Fair enough.
Sounds so mean. Trucker?
No, it's me doing him a favor.
Okay.
It's just, Scotty sent me this article, and it was too holy shit, what the fuck, that we can't skip, Jen.
So rather
Scotty
than you leaving Trucker, there's a heads up that you might want
Yeah.
to muffle the sound a little bit. You might be a la 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 moment.
Yeah.
Because it'd be a pain in the ass to tell you to leave and then have you come back, you know? Like, just stay and listen for a few seconds and be like, yeah, this sounds like bullshit.
No,
this is
he
right.
doesn't want to hear this one.
Okay, then just like for a few seconds and
Mute
I
yourself.
will go
No,
in chat
Jen,
when we're good.
I have
Jen,
his
trust
cell
me.
number. I can just text him.
Yeah. Trust me, Jen. BG's doing that for a reason.
All right. I just, as long as it's not, you know.
It's for a reason, and it's kind of a pact that me and Trucker have.
All right. Okay, it's one of those then.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
But you know what
So
we can all do? We can all blame Scotty first.
True. And then, yeah, I'll see you in it should take only like 1 or 2 minutes to read this. So I'll text you when I'm done.
Are we doing the story now?
Yeah. As soon as I
Punching
got
out.
your attention. Okay. There we go. Scotty sent me something that I had to share with you because I'm going, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Kindergartners sent home with masturbation assignments. And it's in Canada. It's in British Columbia. Think about that.
You poor girl. I'm sorry your backyard is so full of hippies and weirdos.
Yeah, Lives of TikTok shared it.
I'm not surprised. She's great.
Picture that's from British Columbia.
Yeah.
They're teaching kindergartners to masturbate in British Columbia.
Wax on, wax off. Please don't do that with children. We don't need to do that with children.
So yeah, do you want me to read the gore, or would you like me to bring our Peppy Trucker back?
You know what? Just do it. Just do it.
Just do it?
Just
do it. Okay.
You know what? Don't hide from the scary stuff. It's better to just do it.
Just do it. Okay. 4-year-olds at an Alert Bay, British Columbia school were reportedly given, my apologies, this homework assignment, one on touching their private body parts. The worksheet asks students to draw pictures of places in their home where they can masturbate privately. This is just like, here's the worksheet the children were asked to complete, and they have the worksheet piece of paper here, and I can't read it, and I don't want to read it because it's probably really gross. I was going to keep quiet and handle this quietly, but fuck it. Number one, I was not informed this would be discussed. No info came home before can. Wow, okay. Number two, my daughter is junior kindergarten. I did call the school, and I'll be doing a formal written complaint as well. If your 4-year-old child came home with this as homework, how would you feel? As I personally lost my shit. It wrecked my day and gave me a disgusting feeling. This is not, and then it's blanked out and blanked out class, just so everyone knows. This happens in Alert Bay, which just, and then the rest of it's in French.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is just like
Gross is what it is.
that kind of stuff is in Canada now, which means I'm going to have to be more careful.
Oh, especially you. Oh yeah. It's not just BC, like Ontario, the Maritimes. I'm not saying that it won't show up here because the main cities in Alberta aren't too far off, but you're gonna see it. Yeah, you're gonna see it before I do.
Yep.
You just are.
And like they go near my kids with this shit. I'm actually gonna like send this to Jessica and be like, "Yo, mama, pay attention." Anyways,
I
yeah,
would
but,
actually, because even if she's a little bit pro LGBT, I would actually be more upset if I was LGBT and I saw they were doing that. In all honesty,
if
I keep.
found out
Yeah.
she identified as pro LGBT, I'd be telling Jess to send her to fucking military school now.
Mhm.
Like I'd be like, "That's it. I straighten you the fuck out. You're going to the fucking military school. School. I'm fucking chastity belting you, and I'm gonna put 5 fucking deadbolts on your door, and the end."
That's not what I mean, though. That's not what I mean, though. I'm saying for the community that is LGBT, like for the regular people who are just normally gay people, this has to horrify them. Like seeing this stuff has to horrify them. Like these people think that they're doing something in defense of their community. Some of them might be, but most of them aren't. And actually, somebody pointed out, what if some of these people were actually just fake? The fact that they're real is what's upsetting, you know. But they're gonna have people going on there to LARP and bringing it up even worse. There's gonna be a wave of people who are gonna be absolutely anti-LGBT, and I'm sorry, LGBT, you have to fight this. You have to start speaking out. I mean, like, we are not okay with this. I'm sorry, I'm speaking from somebody who knew so many gay people growing up. Like, none of them were okay with this kind of stuff.
And the thing is the trans people have opened the doors for rape rates to rise.
It's just,
and you know who is going to get fucking pitchforks for it? The gays, the lesbians, the fucking bis. We're gonna fucking hang them.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're parents. What do you want us to do?
I don't blame you. I don't blame you for being paranoid, and I would be. Like, the minute you have suspicions that someone is doing something that's not good for your children, because they're not coming from a good position. Like, they're actually coming.
Well, I'm like, why didn't you make TikToks, and why didn't you make videos, and why didn't you hardcore off the paint for trannies? So, bye-bye, brother. So, yeah, like, if the gays and the lesbians and the bis and like the regular trans people are not fucking putting their foot down, standing up and pushing back against this trans agenda, if they aren't doing that, then that means their silence is now fucking violence, as they would say.
The thing is it's not just that it's not enough. It's like the ones that are bearing the brunt of it, and so I will stand with like a Blair White. I will, because she's already said her piece. You know?
Yep.
I'll stand with Chaos, because I know Chaos. I know where she stands on this stuff. But the rest of you guys have to start speaking out, because they are putting you up into a very scary position where maybe you won't be around kids anymore. And that's actually sad.
Alright, I'm gonna get Trucker while we're talking about the LGBTQ. Just don't mention
no
anything to do with children getting molested or doing sexy stuff at all, okay?
Yep.
Cool. I just gotta pull him up.
I'm wearing contacts, guys. I'm not used to them. My doctor's like, you should get used to them. I'm like, oh, okay. But they are better for my eyesight. So we got more people in the chat.
We do. We have a Red Feather.
Oh, hi, Red. How you doing?
Joe is just chilling out. Pumpkin Trucker. Oh, he's in the chat. God damn it. You weren't supposed to be hearing all that. You got curious, didn't you, sir?
You probably did mute. Hopefully you did. Or it was mellow enough that you were just like, oh, I'm gonna punch the wheel where they can't hear me cursing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just this fucking trendy agenda now needs to die.
It needs to.
It really does.
It does. It does. Like it's so bad for them. It's not good for the kid. It really isn't good for the kids. And that's the end of the line, that they're just refusing to understand that this is bad for the kids because you are confusing children. It's also sending a very bad message. It's actually a sexist message, to be honest. It has been the entire time. The more they keep pushing this whole you have to be like this or you have to be like that so that that's how you self-identify, blah, 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 the more I'm like, you have no idea what you're talking about. Like, I'm sorry, but we've been fighting for the right for kids to play with whatever the fuck toy they want to for since forever. Because it's a toy. You know, that doesn't mean that they suddenly self-identify as a man or a woman. It just means they wanted a toy.
My son's Barbie is a girlfriend for his G.I. Joe.
Right. Right. It's just the amount of times
his Barbie is more, and to be honest, his Barbie is more badass than his G.I. Joe.
Like the amount of times where it's just like, I just want to play with the toy. It doesn't mean I identify as anything. And they're pushing that on kids. And like, how many years have we been trying to fight that shit? If she wants to play with a train or he wants to play with a doll, it doesn't suddenly mean that he wants a... Doesn't mean anything. Wait a couple of years. You know, when he goes through puberty and then he starts talking to you about stuff, then you can have a conversation. Because then maybe you'll have some idea. And even then he might still not know. Because a lot of kids just go through a phase. Half my friends went through a phase where they thought they were lesbian and then, no, they were hardcore straight. Hardcore straight. And some of them weren't. You know, one or two weren't. And okay, you know, that happens. We're not bullying kids anymore for that shit. I mean, it's very rare when that's the reason they're bullying a kid. Kids will bully you for anything.
Big Dro, my son's Barbie is badass because she can kick Megatron's ass. And Megatron can kick G.I. Joe's ass. And Owlette figures into that. Owlette from the PJ Masks figures into that equation too. But I have no idea how the hell he does that. But okay. He's a child who just turned 5 with one hell of an imagination. So.
Yeah, it's kids have an imagination. Like that's something that should be encouraged and explored. You know, there's this thing where we're lacking in. Oh God, the end. I'm gonna point fingers at the entertainment industry. Yet again, I'm making craps on The Walking Dead because yeah, I'm waiting for the next season. The last season that's coming out, so I can crap on that one too. But in a matter of seconds, I was like, you know, I'm gonna fan fiction myself a crap character because I feel that's like, you know, I'm not sure how this show is going. Like if it's real life zombies, if they're science zombies, if they're magic zombies, what kind of zombies they are, because they can't really decide in the show. So I decided since they shat on Canada that I was gonna make a bullshit, you know, Canadian character, Dudley Doodle, you know, like so he's the one character in the show, who got the shit that made everyone a zombie, except for it worked. And he's a bullshit character, so he's only really strong when there's like a shit ton of zombies. Otherwise, he's just kind of a jackass. I'm just here, but all of a sudden there's like 100 zombies. Like, I can lift a fucking truck. But he's like Dudley Doodle. Like, he's just really polite all the time. But he's kind of really disgusted with, like, the show. Because it's unrealistic and stupid. It could be a female character, too. I don't really care. It's a bullshit character. That's the idea. I literally want to give the character a t-shirt that says bullshit character.
Because it's bullshit.
That's entirely right.
Oh, hello, Plus. Bye-bye, Plus.
So I just want to remind everybody that I write backwards half the time. In the matter of seconds, I probably have a better character. And it's still a bullshit character. You just have to make it known that it's a bullshit character. Makes it easier for people to tolerate it. Then you can play around with it. You know, you can throw her off a bridge if you want to. It doesn't matter. I mean, she cares, but she doesn't.
Oh, do you want another funny one, Jack?
Sure.
Uh,
Somebody left.
Karen.
I'm sorry, my bullshit character ate you.
Sorry, that was the other one. Canada's top court
Oh.
says voluntary extreme intoxication is a defense in violent crimes. In other words, I was too drunk can be used as a defense in violent crime, assault and sexual assault.
That's a bad idea, but okay.
And
Just-
that's what our Supreme Court just ruled.
We're run by stupid people. So are you, but ours are dumber.
In several states in the U.S., that actually is it's an acceptable defense under certain circumstances. Let's see if they match.
Okay. The Supreme Court of Canada issued a major decision on Friday allowing criminal defendants in cases involving assaults, including sexual assault, to use a defense known as self-induced extreme intoxication. Effectively, it means defendants who voluntarily consume intoxicating substances. Why can't you just say alcohol? And then assault or interfere with the bodily integrity of another person can avoid conviction if they can prove they were too intoxicated to control their actions.
That's not a provable defense, though.
To deprive a person of their liberty for that involuntary conduct committed in a state akin to
Basically, a get-free card every time you get stupidly drunk. Just carry a camera on you and get stupidly drunk.
Conduct that cannot be criminal violates the principles of fundamental justice in a system of criminal justice based on personal responsibility for one's actions, wrote Justice Nicholas Foran in the unanimous 9-judge ruling. Under Section 33.1 of the Criminal Code, extreme intoxication, formerly known as non-insane automatism, cannot be used as a defense in criminal cases where the accused voluntarily ingested the intoxicating substances. The court's ruling declares that section is unconstitutional. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm wondering when they say what they're considering extreme intoxication in that sense.
I've got
'Cause-
no idea, trucker.
Because the thing is, in down here in the U.S., several states actually have a similar statute as far as intoxication can be a defense, but it can only be used as a defense if it actually inhibits you to the point where you cannot, where you could not have committed the crime you're accused of doing it. Say for rape and sexual assault, obviously, but in the same sense, we'll go for the obvious one. They say you robbed a bank. Well, how can you rob a bank if you're passed out drunk on your bed?
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing.
That would make sense because that's kind of like I was passed out. There's no way I could be there.
But in the same sense, though, I mean, when you take Title IX protections under the United States right now, where how they've been using that in colleges mainly. School section, or school um, 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 environments,
Okay.
education environments. Um, they got a guy under Title IX one time where this one girl was jealous of her friend's boyfriend and got him to a party where he got extremely drunk. He was passed out. She did something to him anyway
Yeah.
while he was passed out. He was not he was not coherent enough to consent. In a case like that, if she had, or in a case like that, she ended up filing, and as a matter of regret, or because she got caught and everybody was mad at her about this, she went and actually filed under Title IX sexual assault allegations against him.
Mhm.
Now, this had gone through the normal court system. Um, the extreme intoxication of his would have actually made it to where, it was a simple open and shut case. He was not coherent enough to give consent to what she was actually doing to him. But under Title IX exceptions, he was automatically, he's guilty until proven innocent. And he actually got thrown out of school because basically he got too drunk and passed out, and he was sexually assaulted.
Are you talking about Mattress Girl?
No, not even. It's not
Okay.
Mattress Girl.
Okay. It's just hers is a little bit weird like that too. Like she didn't have anything happen either, but she.
Mattress Girl was an unrequited love story
Mm-hmm.
where she pretty much made it up to play victim, where it was all consensual and it was regret. Mattress Girl was regret, where regret's not rape. But in this case, he was the victim of sexual assault, but she turned around and filed against him.
I've technically got an even dumber one.
Yeah, I think was that Red?
No, I have a dumber one. It's from India.
Okay.
Parents sue son for not giving them a grandchild. Claims mental harassment.
Oh dear.
Sometimes it just happens, Mom. Sorry.
Yep. A couple in India is suing their only son and his wife for not producing a grandchild after 6 years of marriage. Foreign, age 61 and 57 of the Indian state of Foreign filed the lawsuit on May 7th on the grounds of mental harassment, the Times of India reported. That's just that's wow.
Like they have a different culture though, like very much different culture. Like they have a different honor system too. Like I know for them children is like that for everybody, but everyone has a different take on it. Like mine are kind of half torn between like regret that I didn't have children and pride with me making decision not to have children before I was married. And I'm not judging anyone for doing that, because here's the thing, I get horny too. It's just I'm so antisocial I haven't met anyone yet. You have children though, so you still got Jack to cuddle. I have that jealousy of being like, I don't have a Jack to cuddle.
No. If he came here, he'd cuddle you.
I know. I'd cuddle him back. I'd be like, "You're cute." I mean, to his level of okay with it. I know who he is.
The couple is demanding $650,000 in compensation should a grandchild not be born in the next year.
That's not wrong. If they want him to
The
have a kid,
foreign,
why would they take money from him? Kids are expensive.
right? The foreign claims that they spent their savings raising their son, also paying for his education to become a pilot, as well as for his lavish wedding in 2016. According to the BBC, the son and his wife have yet to respond publicly to the lawsuit.
Did it ever occur to them it's not like they haven't been trying? And what they're doing might actually be very embarrassing and kind of traumatic for her? Like, what if they've been trying and she's just struggling with it? Or he's been trying and he's struggling with it?
I have only one son. I spent all my savings on his upbringing, the father told the Times in India. He added when an economic recession and job loss forced his son to return to India in 2007. He and his wife financially supported their son. Once their son was back on his feet and got a job at a private airline, the parents claim they arranged the marriage to his wife. An arranged marriage. Ooh. We finally got him married in 2016 with the hope that we would get a grandchild to play with in our retirement age, the father told the Times of India. However, almost 6 years have passed and there is no child. We are facing immense mental harassment. I don't think that's how that works.
In a case like this, in a case like this, it kind of makes sense that, he hasn't had a kid yet, considering it sounds like they've been busting his little balls his entire life.
The couple added their daughter-in-law's career, which they claim causes her to reside in a different city than her husband, also causes them immense pain. Yep. The parents have even offered to raise their grandchild should their son and his wife be too busy with their careers. We are hardly left with any money because we spent everything on our son, the father said. Yeah. The parents' lawyer also told the Times of India this lawsuit is the first of its kind in the province and is likely the first in all of India as well. Oh, they can't.
I was muted. I went to poof because it's a bong. It makes a bubble noise, so I muted.
I know that sound.
So Red was watching me like lip read. Can you lip read, Red? That'd be cool. I'm gonna do that. I just said hello to Red.
I'll just look to Red and say elephant juice.
What?
Do it, Jen. Do it. Look to Jen, or look to the camera, and tell Red elephant.
There you go. I said I was doing it muted. The idea was she was reading
Red
my
knows.
mouth.
Red knows what I'm having you do. Your mouth makes the same movements as saying elephant juice and I love you.
Oh.
Red knows what I'm doing.
I love you, You could just ask me to say that. I would have done that too. I am simple-minded and yeah, friendly like that. But India, I think these people might be a little bit. I don't want to pick on India. I don't, because I like India. But let's be real. They're kind of a mix of people who are probably a little bit special and people who are pretty smart. And I feel like this kid is probably dealing with parents who just really want a grandkid, and he's just like, listen, I can't just pop one out. It doesn't work like that, and you're putting pressure on my wife. Stop it. His poor wife, who honestly in India, both of them having a job is a good thing for them.
I'm thinking about it in this sense. Even if those two actually got together and did what couples do, that would normally result in a baby.
What if they
The
can't?
kind of the kind of stress, even if they could,
Mhm.
the kind of stress that they're putting the wife under
Mhm.
to, the son and wife, into having a kid, isn't stress one of the things that will actually lower the
Mhm.
the temporary fertility of somebody?
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah.
It's also the fact that like they just said repeatedly that they don't have the money anymore to do anything. So how are they going to even raise this kid for their kid? We'll step in and raise your kid for you while you work. How? You don't have money for it. They're still gonna you're gonna end up with your kid and wife and his wife still funneling money to you. I think they're full of shit. Like I bet you anything that their son is already giving them money. I wouldn't be at all surprised if he doesn't show up with like a bank statement full of payments. Because Indian kids are like that. But at the same time, though, there's another option for them. Like, if they really are stressing for having a kid, you live in India. Why don't you just adopt one? Adopt one. Give them something to do. And then, give a kid that's on the streets a good life. There you go. You got a kid. I know I'm judgy. As if I could just do that. If I had the means to adopt a kid off of India's streets, I would. I don't, so I'm not going to. It would be bad for the kid. I'm sorry. I'm just saying there's a lot of really cute, nice kids from India that are on the street who could use a better life. If you're struggling with kids, not everybody can have kids. That's actually something that I'm thinking is Trucker's not wrong. Like, it's not just the stress alone. Not everybody can have kids.
Look at my wife and myself. We were stressing for kids. We were actually stressing to have a child for so long.
Mhm.
When did we actually conceive the son? Well, after a day of lots of drinking to where there was no stress. Quite literally, we had drink any and all stress away for the day.
Yeah. There's yeah. It's a funny story anyway. I mean, it's not funny, but it is. I feel for the kid. You got interesting parents. I like to complain about mine, but that's something. They've never sued me for being incompetent. I don't have any kids either. That's why I like to spoil Jack, because I'm like, my friend has a kid. A lot of my friends have kids. I just haven't spoken them to them in a long time.
Yeah, you're right, Red. My wife and I were both suffering from excessive self-induced intoxication.
It's love juice. That's what booze is. That's what the Romans told me. That's what the French have told me. Lots of people have told me that. I think even the Asians at some point were like, hey, if you give her a little bit of booze, it'll work.
It wasn't even booze. I mean, it wasn't even a little bit of booze. We were both verschnickered. It took a drive. We got ourselves pretty lit enough to where a drive that should have taken us an hour to get home ended up taking us about 4.5 hours. We went somewhere to sober off and ended up doing what couples do several times.
School district files sexual harassment complaints against 3 middle school students for using the wrong pronoun.
Ah. Oh,
Where did
jeez.
this happen?
Wisconsin.
Fuck your pronouns.
For everybody outside the U.S., middle school is usually 11, 12, and 13-year-olds. Well, no. Wait, let me think. And average age is 10 to 14 years. But middle school is usually about 3 years long.
Oh, that's funny. Not to be distracted, I went onto Twitter for a few seconds to see if I could find out if there was anything to talk about. And the first thing I see is Chris Rock is saying, "Believe all women except for Amber Heard." Don't actually believe all women. He's telling a joke. All around, he's telling a joke. I mean, you shouldn't believe Amber Heard either, but listen, you should question everybody, is what you should do, until they have proof. Even women. And I'm speaking as someone who does believe my friend when she tells me that, she's probably been raped. It's just she went through the system. I also have a plan for that. Like, I've never been sexually harassed, but I live with my brother. And, I talked to him about that. And I was like, if someone ever did something, the first thing I would do is I would get him to take every kind of picture that he could take.
Oh my God.
Sorry. But I would have visual recordings from somebody, even if it meant having to borrow a neighbor for a second just to be like, hey, we just need another person's, testimony. This is true. Yeah. This happened. You cover your ass.
Yeah. So, red feather, because the middle school is 6th, 7th, 8th grade. First grade usually starts about 5, which puts you about, assuming your birthday's over the summer, it'll put you out of elementary school around 9 years old. And then into middle school at 10 years old, 10, 11, 12. So you go into high school when you're 13. 13 to 14. Yeah, something like that. Anyway.
No, you're fine. I just wasn't sure what you were talking about. Because American stuff is a little bit different, and I'm learning about it. If I ever go to visit, I'd like to know what you guys are talking about. So.
Oh.
Gotcha. All right. I think BG just blew a fuse.
God.
What happened?
House staffers. This is American. House staffers to get free Peloton memberships, courtesy of the U.S. taxpayers. You know what the Peloton bike is, right? Like the $2,000
Who's getting Peloton? Bike? Who's getting Peloton memberships?
All house staffers. So Nancy Pelosi can work at that rock solid butt.
Yeah, of course she does. They're just doing right in front of you what it is that they tell you that they're gonna do. Like always.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
But the Peloton bikes, they're like the super expensive fucking posh bikes.
Like $5,000 to $10,000 a pop.
Yep. But feed the poor, guys! Don't forget to feed the poor. Unless you're Nancy Pelosi, and then you feed on the poor.
You know what's funnier about this that the House reps haven't realized yet?
Uh-huh.
Peloton advertises on Ben Shapiro's show. So the House are doing business with the bikes that do business with the far-right extremist Ben Shapiro.
I turned you out.
Yeah.
You were quiet. I don't know why, but Discord just likes to be mean to the blind girl.
It does. Yeah. So Peloton bikes, like I said, are advertised on Ben Shapiro's podcast, which means the left House representatives are on bicycles that sponsor far-right conservatives. they are racist. Super racist. That's why I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Everyone is at this point. Who gives a shit? You know what? At this point, if we all become racist, then it'll be proper diversity. We'll all be the same. Pieces of shit together. Twirling down the drain of
when they
life.
say how, the thing is when they're saying house staffers, they're probably talking about all of the house and everybody who works for the house as well. So, considering the house is pretty damn even, one wouldn't say there's much of a split as far as who they're doing it to. The weird thing that's hitting me on this one is, okay, your average staffer has, or your average representative has, a staff of about at least 4 people. So consider that 5 people, 5 people by, Jesus, what is it, 255, I think? No, more than that. I want to say it's 255 representatives.
He's trying to figure out the price tag of the whole thing, Jen. How many house reps plus how many staff members times by how much that like costs times a membership to do your workout on top of that.
Yeah, it's an insane amount of money. It's an insane amount of money. But, they couldn't get $5 billion for the wall, though. They just didn't have the money for that, guys. I mean, they built half of it, though. Didn't they?
Oh, and did you hear about the TikTok thing that has, like, Joe Biden looking so fucking trash right now, Jen?
Yeah.
I'm like, it was the one where they were going, baby formula shortages. What the fuck? But then there's fucking pallets upon pallets at the border for all of the people that have been caught crossing illegally. So all of the formula that is around, they're giving to illegal immigrants.
Yeah, of course they are. Because it's all about virtue signaling. Oh, we got your back, guys. Don't worry, we're just starving our own people at the same time, though. You're totally not next when you become our own people, though.
The other hot goss about that, what was it? Oh, yeah. The other hot goss is there's an excess amount of baby formula over in the Britain, and they want to give to us, but the FDA has not approved those brands yet, so it's just sitting there waiting at the docks.
Okay, legit, I get that we make jokes about the Brits sending us petrified couch cushions, but if it's for your kids and you need to feed them, take it.
Yeah,
they haven't died yet. Arms is still here.
The FDA will not allow them to enter the country yet.
Yeah, we'd rather your kids starve to death. That's all good. Learn how to feed them from your teats, ladies. Well, I mean, we should be doing that a little bit more than we do, but I don't know how that works. I've never been pregnant. Like, I'm still going to be talking from crap.
I know how that works. Here's the problem. Like, if you have a newborn, all the milk isn't there yet. I can tell you that. So, like, in the very beginning, you don't have enough to feed the baby.
Okay, so you have to do stuff to stimulate it more to get it going.
Yep, and then you got to make sure you keep up with your diet or they don't get any nutrients in the milk, right?
Yeah.
And let's say you're on any kind of mental health drugs like Effexor, Prozac, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can poison your baby through your milk.
Yeah.
And even if you stop taking it, it takes a few months to get out of your system. So they can't breastfeed. And some babies cannot latch onto the nipple. And some women actually physically can't produce enough milk.
Yeah. That's always been a thing. Like yeah.
So baby infant mortality rates used to be so much higher, like even in the 60s, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why we don't have it now is because we can actually give our babies the proper nutrition through formula. So all of the baby deaths have gone.
Yeah.
Now we're about to see a spike.
Oof. Oof.
Because shelves are empty.
Yeah.
And they're like, just nipple feed. And it's like, if you haven't been breastfeeding for a couple of months,
You're not gonna
They're no
just do
longer
it.
making
Yeah.
it. You
Like they
can't
have pills
do
and
it
things that
anymore.
like I've seen that they sell pills and they have certain kinds of milks and things to help stimulate it, but
Once the tap is off, you can't start it up again until you're pregnant again.
yeah, and you can't just resort to cow milk. I mean,
Nope. Actually, you'd have to use hydrogenized milk. And I don't remember all the other ingredients. But yeah, you can do that. But it's still
not
it's
as
not
good.
good enough.
Yeah. Yeah, your kid's gonna be fucked up from it if they
Like-
survive
I
it.
think that's why I think my son was lucky. My wife and I were throwing out milk for my son. Now, mind you, he was not eating a small amount. He was, I mean, that little twerp was going at it. Yeah, I mean, he ate a lot. But even with that, my wife was still throwing it away.
Some women are midwives. Like some women just naturally produce a lot of milk, and that's kind of how we got by. Like a lot of women were using the extra teat to feed your baby too. You know, switch out. You know, there's another one. Okay, well, there you go. And you'd make a little extra money on the side if you could, like during whatever time period that allowed for it, you could make a little extra money. It's just some people, I think, process food differently. It's like men, women are different. I don't know with myself. I've never gone through the process of it. I wanted to. It's just like I said, you just don't do that if you
Well,
don't have to.
tell you what, would you like to play a prank on newborn mothers that is very, very, very cruel, Jen?
What?
Find a meeting of mothers of newborn children, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go to that meeting, but before you go into the meeting,
Yeah.
change your phone's ringtone to the sound of a crying baby. Have
Fuck
somebody call you
off.
halfway through. Have them call you halfway through the meeting and watch the women scatter.
Hi, Scotty.
Hey, Scotty.
How you doing?
Hey, Scotty.
Yeah. They're using it for all of the fucking illegal immigrants instead of their own citizens.
They really don't want us to produce more kids, and it's just like, why?
Because they're fucking elitist
Racist bastards. It's gross.
who think that only the smartest and the wealthiest should have babies. And everybody else should go kapoof.
Yeah, but the wealthiest and the smartest are the same ones who put Tide Pods in their mouth and then swallow.
Yeah, but
And then
that's
they
why
also
the
wanna
smoking
kill
age
their
in
own
America was
kids.
raised to 21.
They're also the ones who have abortions.
Yeah, Red knows what would happen with the baby crying. By the way, I did a quick math on that. The Peloton memberships, just the memberships for Congress and all their staffers. So there's 435 staffers. I figured 435 staffers that average 4 staffers apiece. The average Peloton membership is just under $30 a month. That works out to be about $85,000 a month just for memberships, not including equipment.
yep. Taxpayer funded.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't give it to any of the senators, though. They're probably still mad at them for something.
No, because well, the thing is, representatives, you've heard about all these little whiskey club or whiskey bars and cigar bars and gentlemen's clubs and these people's clubs and those people's clubs, all these wild private clubs up in DC. That's all taxpayer funded under senators, and just about any perk the representatives could think about giving themselves, the senators already have.
Oh, and Jen Psaki gossip. There was a report of crack pipes in the safe smoking kit, and Psaki says it's a conspiracy theory.
Well, you know those were vibrators, don't you?
For
real. Kidding. I made that up.
It's just safe smoking kits. Yep. Oh, and New York parents are angrily demanding that Eric Adams drop toddler mask mandate. So New York's getting rather pissy.
Well, it's getting to be ridiculous. It's like I keep pointing out the peanut butter suggestion is that, like, you know, if you're so much of the belief that these masks work for your kids so much, then it's okay to let your kids eat peanut butter before they go to school, right? If the answer is still no, it's why it's pointless. You know, it's more of one of those things in life that we're just going to have to get used to, is the idea that we might have to just stay home when we're sick. You know, I know it sucks, especially when you have kids, because that means when they're sick, you have to stay home. You might have to make those arrangements. And that is one of those things that is a topic for politics, is childcare. Like, how do we care for our kids when we need to work so we can support ourselves? But that's probably where it's supposed to go, really. And if we did that, less people getting sick means there's less money going towards the healthcare. Just a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. But you can't keep relying on a mask, because, like, it's not working, and it's a waste of money. They're trashing up everything. They cost a lot of money. And if it's not helping you get peanut butter, then it's not helping you get the flu. And if it's not helping you get the flu, then it's not helping you get the COVID. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I've been told I'm not a scientist. I'm not a biologist. You know, all these things. How you guys doing?
So
all these people that didn't know they're biologists sure enough figured out what the fuck a woman was once Roe v. Wade might have getting
that.
close to falling down.
Oh, I sure did notice that. They didn't read it either, because it's actually kind of better for them. You know, it means it draws lines on where you can go and can't go. Really. Mm-hmm. Because some women don't want to do the abortion thing, you know? Like, it's like they're about freedom of choice, but you never see them showing support to women who want to have kids.
What the fuck? Okay, you know how on Wednesday I passed Armsclair a thing about Jagmeet Singh being heckled in Peterborough?
Yeah. Viva's been making fun of him a lot for it.
He's just heckled, right? Well, guess what?
Yeah?
The RCMP will follow up after the leader was heckled in Peterborough. So someone's going to be charged for heckling him from the government cops.
Wow.
The feds. Like, they're sending the feds on them.
Yeah, Canada's lost, guys. We are fully communist or something. We're state of something. Police state of something. Actually, yeah. It's getting bad. I'm not liking it.
Some principal got in trouble in Canada because the principal warned student activists that pro-abortion protests won't be tolerated.
So he did his job.
Yeah.
I want to hold on to this guy. Can we keep him? Because I'd like to keep some of the guys who are still willing to do their job. Like, don't get me wrong, I believe in the freedom of speech. That part I stand by. But if
Yep.
you're going to do that, make arrangements with the school properly so that they know what you're doing, where you're going, and that it's a safe thing. And if you have to pay for security, guess what? The right has to too.
Yep.
So
Agreed.
then you do that. You make sure that what you're doing is approved of, and then maybe you do it. You know, because I do believe in the freedom of speech, even if it's for the guys that I don't agree with. I can't not do that, because then my principles are full of shit too. I don't agree with their opinion, though, and I don't agree with their use of violence, and I don't agree with their disruption. If they are not doing all of those things, then they have the right to speech. Hold up your stupid signs. Don't block the entryway. Don't cause violence towards people. Don't stalk people. Don't attack people who don't agree with you. But if you want to sit there with your stupid signs, then yes. But if the principal has said, no, you can't do that because clearly you can't do that. Sometimes a principal just kind of knows the group of kids. Kind of like the teacher just knows the group of kids. I kind of stand with those guys sometimes. You know, because they know the kids that they're talking to, they're dealing with.
Yep.
Like, I know you're a piece of shit who can't handle themselves. You can't handle a difference of opinions, so no, you can't have your protest. When you grow up and learn how to do those things, then yeah, you can have your protest.
Exactly.
It's sad. I feel like I have to contradict myself to say things that I believe in. At the same time, I have to put my own foot in my mouth, and it's like... It's so sad, isn't it?
It's just so sad.
It's
So sad.
It's so sad. I want people to be able to speak their mind, but they can't because they're stupid. They don't know how to.
Yeah.
I wish the colleges would teach them how to. Teach them how to speak their minds without being a piece of shit.
Exactly.
Oh my God, we got a donation. What's
Lucky Charms donation. I want to be like Scotsman's
God.
ancestor, William Wallace. His grunting makes him awesome.
You know he was drawn and quartered, right?
Was he?
Yes.
Who's that?
Like they pulled him apart.
Who was that?
William Wallace.
Yeah. Oh God, it wasn't he? I was gonna say, didn't they like cut out his entrails too?
Yeah. Grunting and groaning? That was not grunting and groaning. That was a lot of shriek. Even if he was the manliest dude, he was probably shrieking a little bit. I'm sorry. There's some things that I'm laughing because that's the only way I can respond to that. Yeah. That was a good one, though. That was a good one, Draw. At least it wasn't about penises and, like, you know, jizz and stuff.
Red Feather says, but they never took his freedom.
You're right? They never took his freedom. I'm not painting my face blue tomorrow. I might be turning 40, but they're still not taking my freedom either. I got booty shorts. I just hope it's not cold tomorrow because I was rather mad about that. Because yesterday when I bought those booty shorts, it was 17. And then today it started off as like 0. I'm like, that's Canada in general.
What? 0. It's 33 today.
Lucky you. Lucky you. It is now 14 right now. It started off at 0. Calgary's weird.
It's gonna be like 90 degrees Fahrenheit like all week.
Ah, it must be nice. What do I got tomorrow? Let's see. I'm gonna investigate this because this is science for me.
I'm happy I don't have to shiver.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I do not doubt that at all. Let's see what's tomorrow. Tomorrow is 15, so still kind of. Oh, look, we got another donation. Donation for
Lucky Charms donation. J'adore les pieds.
J'adore les pieds. I don't know what that means. Some French person is cursing me now. Louis.
I love it how love how it just says Quebec tipped.
Oh, my brothers.
Wait, are you trying to swear like ST?
Was I? If I did, well, I didn't
that
know
is-
I was, so that's good. You guys could send me worse swear words. I'll say it.
Lucky Charms donation. I like death
You
and
had to say it, didn't
dismemberment.
you?
I usually
had
take
to say
videos
it.
of it to the bathroom with
yeah,
me.
it is Friday
Use your
the 13th
imagination what I
today.
do in there.
Bleh.
Lots and lots of lotion.
Yeah. You could be. For all I know, you're drying leatherly. Some people need the lotion after they shower.
Yeah,
It rubs the
man.
lotion on its skin,
Or it gets
or
the
else
hose.
it gets the hose again.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have to ignore that. Like I said, I watched way too much Walking Dead last week. And there's this scene where they're using the hoses to blow down the zombies. And I'm like, that was such a waste of water. And really stupid. Why did you do that? You already know that you have to hit them in the head. Or dismember them. What is the water supposed to do? Drown them?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, BG. I swear to God, I keep meaning to leave the zombies behind, but then I get little references in my head, and I remember stupid shit I watched from that show. I'm like, you used your drinking water for something that's okay. How you doing, Cryptic?
Sometimes when you gotta think fast, you do stupid stuff.
But it didn't save you. You still got hate. Poor life decision. That's what that is. It's like, I need to get away from a zombie. Let's use water. That doesn't work. I've got the hose. You know what you could do? You could hit them with the hose. Because the hose is made, like the tip, made from metal. You hit them really hard on the head with enough, like, clink.
With just a tip.
Yes. Sometimes it's just, all it takes is just the tip. Naughty. Very naughty, Trucker. But that was smooth.
What?
Nothing. Just talking about the tip.
Yeah, wow.
You
This,
gotta have a lot of
Cryptic,
tips for the zombie apocalypse, BG, otherwise you're gonna go dry.
you're not even wrong.
I know. This is why they're never gonna give me a character for The Walking Dead. I would be in so much trouble. Oh,
Wow.
my brother's oh, we got another donation.
Lucky Charms donation.
Oh.
BG should let me collect her feet fungus. I can sell them online. It will be split 70/30ths.
No, you can keep that.
You can keep this.
You know, Cryptic, I learned something new today. It's actually relevant to you. You definitely don't want to hear about it because you've seen this shit before. But those pipes that you have in the US with that drinking water shit, and it's like moist rust that looks like sludge. And it kind of looks like gloriously bright orange poo. How does that smell? Like pure blood? Because it's rust?
BG
Or is it
should
like...
let me collect her feet fungus. I can
Shit, ready.
sell them online. It will be split 70/30. So what? I don't have fungus on my feet.
Another donation.
Lucky Charms donation. I want to take this glowing white hot poker and shove it in my...
Said,
Just look up, sounding.
I adore feet. By the way.
Yeah, don't stick...
It's a PA.
Mm-hmm.
So I adore his feet.
Yes.
and
Don't put stuff up your penis. Monkey taught me that. I don't have one of those, so I don't know.
And shove it in my just took up sand. Ew! Ew! What the fuck?
Yeah. Don't put things in your penis. That's what I've been told by Monkey. Wise words from the Ranting Monkey. He's told me don't put things up your penis. I don't have one of those.
What the hell's that name?
Ranting Monkey?
No, the donation.
Oh. I thought it was Big Dro. It's usually Big Dro.
No, it was Don Pedix.
Oh.
Who?
I don't know.
Well, hey, you know, maybe we got
On
a new
you
donator.
or a sick puppy?
Yes. Well, we know that. Can't spell happiness without penis. Sorta. Or pinus. Pinus.
And also, remember, Jen, you can never spell, or you can't spell advertisement without, you can't spell advertisements without semen between the tits.
And for some reason, Tonnerre Bear, aka Green Thunder, a couple days ago wanted me to say "Je m'excuse auprès de mes balles de l'avoir something or other." That's the best I can do in French, and whatever that was, fuck you.
You know, it's like this one time, you know, my coach at school was trying to be clever. He's like, there's no I in team. And I was like, no, but you can spell mate and also tame. So tame mate. Team. Tame mate. I could be clever too.
Oh, donkey dick.
Oh.
Don Pedix. Donkey dick. Get it? It was a fucking dad joke to get me to say donkey dick.
Oh. Well, I ruined it for you. There you go. I mom joked that one for you. You're welcome, Dad.
Exactly. Now, if you je m'excuse, I have to go and tinkle, and I just gotta remember how to mute myself.
So, Trucker, how you doing? Let me look up the Twitter again. I was like, what is new going on? Because I legit took a week off from like news, and everything I know is stuff
like,
that. Oh, go ahead.
All I know is what I'm hearing. All I got to say to that is one thing: a tout le monde, vos negociar.
Bonjour, bonjour.
To all my friends, y'all are sick.
Yes. Oh goodness. Yeah, there's.
And that being the case, do you know who I had to thank for that? Megadeth. Anyway.
All right.
Oh God. Well, let's see here. There's no such thing as an anti-war Democrat anymore in the U.S. In the House of Representatives, there's no such thing.
They always conveniently flip on that one. It's like once upon a time, I used to know that the gag of the Russia thing was that came from the right, and now it's all the left. You still get the odd person from the right who's like, yeah, don't trust the Russians because you shouldn't trust the Russians, and I agree with that. You shouldn't.
The problem is the Russia. The anti-Russia thing was mainly from the right. Mm-hmm. Was mostly back during the Cold War. Yeah. When the Cold War ended and the Soviet Union fell, to be honest, most of the right they kind of stopped caring much about the Russians.
Yeah.
They weren't. they weren't consequential. And that's kind of the whole weird thing about Putin is why everybody's been able to sit there and beat a drum about Putin
Mhm.
because he was one of the heads up in the or one of the uppity ups in the KGB.
Mhm.
You know, but for the most part, they're still honestly, as far as the world stage, even with doing what they're even with what they're doing now, even if they succeed, to where they've already expanded, there's no signs they're going to expand anymore. And really not much has actually changed.
It's not
So
that
at
they're
this
not going to
point, what
think about it. They're always going to think about it. They're Russia, but you're not wrong.
they're going to think about it, but the thing that stopped them before, the thing that stopped them before, really doesn't exist anymore.
Hmm.
Russia.
That was the U.S. That was the U.S. that stopped them before, and the U.S. is not really a deterrent anymore.
No, that's
like it
why
or not, like it or not,
yeah.
Putin is right. We've turned into a bunch of pussies over here.
We got another donation.
Lucky Charms donation.
Oh,
Guys,
dear.
I love it when I get a probe up my pee hole. I think my satisfaction was when the nurse forgot to tell me she was going in. Quite a surprise.
Don't put things in your penis. My poor brother. He hears me say this every once in a while. He's just like going on to his game, playing Zomboid, Project Zomboid with his friends, which, by the way, I am gonna chill out for it because he really loves that game. But and then
Take
he
it from
comes out,
somebody.
he's like, my sister's talking about a pee hole again. What's wrong with her? I blame you, Big Dro, and also Cryptic, and also Scotty, for no reason.
Wow. Thanks, Green Thunder. Please get help for yourself.
Oh, was that Green?
I believe in you. Yeah, that was Green Thunder. Get help for yourself,
Well,
please.
Okay, don't put things. You already have. You have had things in your pee hole. You didn't like it, remember? You were traumatized by that. I remember. I was in the chat with you. And your mom.
Oh,
was...
and he had his kidney stone?
Yeah. He was like, don't put things up my pee hole. And we were all laughing at him because he was going to have something put up his pee hole anyway.
Yeah.
He's like, memories all alone in the moonlight.
If the person who does it knows what they're doing, it's not so bad, but it's still not a pleasant experience.
Exactly.
I wouldn't want to, and I don't have one. I don't like there's just some holes that you shouldn't put things in.
Exactly. Some holes should be exit only.
Right? We're both like, don't put things down there. And the one dude is like, well, we're not going there. But Big Dro is feeling a little bit relieved because he's not alone anymore. He's got Green to keep him company in his weirdness corner. He got a friend, BG. Look at that. We're connecting people.
Oh, yeah. We're connecting people.
Yeah, the weirdness corner.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I know. I remember some Chinese guy had a whole iPhone cable up his pee hole. I think that was the story that Ranting Monkey and Scribelight read, where I was told by both of them, actually, don't put things up your pee hole.
Oh, BG, should I send Jen that story that I sent you before?
Oh no.
About the couple?
Do I want to read it?
It was from years ago.
Oh, I don't need to then. I probably have. Already. You'd be surprised.
A couple in Maryland decided to attach a device to a reciprocating saw without detaching the blade. And they put it on her.
No, we're good.
I've known this story like 5 times in my life now, and it's terrible every time. Why?
Not on the same thread at all, because it's a different body part, but that's one of the things that I've been dealing with my mom. The closer I get to 40, the more she's like, one of these days you're going to have to get checked for breast cancer, right? And then she starts going into detail on how they go about that. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh,
you know.
breast cancer. I thought you were talking about that your mom was going to use the reciprocal
Oh,
saw
God,
in her
no.
crotch.
Oh, God, no.
Well, in a
No,
case
I
like
said different
in a
body
case like
part.
that, they just put in a case like that they just put your breasts in clamps for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what she was laughing at before, because it hurts. They smush your breast as much as they can when they do it. I just mushed my boob on the screen. Anyway, yeah, they squish your boob when they do it. She's like, the smaller you are, the more it hurts. I'm like, oh, thank you. Because I shrank. She's laughing at me because I shrank. I'm like, you're just jealous. Cause
What? What do you mean the smaller you are, the more what?
Yeah. Because it's two flat boards that they pinch between and you're like... So you got tiny titty. You got tiny
breast
titty.
cancer. Not ever. Oh my God, no. Damn, no. No one's ever coming near my titty skills. No, no, no. No. I don't care. I'll get breast cancer. I don't care. No. Oh, no. Nightmares about my own titty size.
I know, right? I had that complex too because I lost weight. It's like, my boob was
And
big.
ladies and gentlemen, this is what a nervous breakdown sounds like.
You're not wrong.
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. It's better. You know what? It's better than having them removed because then they use a blade to cut it off. Right? So one time smushing, you know, every couple of years just to make sure you're fine. It's better than a pap smear. You've had one of those.
Wasn't that Angelina Jolie that had to removed because she had the gene that says she might get breast cancer?
I don't think she did. But if she did, I don't notice it.
Yeah. That was wild. I came across this one video where this one woman had, you know, breast cancer, full mastectomies, but then went out and got implants. So, you know, it looked like she had breasts again, but no nipples. So she went out to a tattoo parlor, had scarification done, and then when it all got all nice and scarred up and cleaned up and all that, then she went and had tattoos of nipples over top of the scars.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if it works.
Yeah. I hope they were aligned all night. That would suck to have off-center nipples.
Yes, it would. You know what, though? You don't have to have breast cancer for that. Some women just do have them. I don't have that problem, but I've seen women with it, and I'm just like, wow. That stuff
tell you
like...
what, if
Whether their nipples aren't perfectly aligned with each other.
Yeah, like off-centered. Like one up here and one down here.
Tell
Yeah.
you what, if either one of you have your breasts removed, I will donate. You can have mine. They are full and voluptuous.
You know, it doesn't happen very often, but there are some women who are just smaller. I mean, we are anyway, actually. You always will be a little bit bigger on one side than the other. Just like your legs are kind of a little bit longer one on the other side than the other. It's not noticeably that big of a difference, but it's there. It's the same with your boobs, but some women have it more extreme, so it's like... You gotta be careful when you let your boobs go. It's one of those things. I think you're fine. Like you said that, you know, your body bounced back after your kids and stuff. It's stuff that they say to watch out for after you have kids. Or when you get old. Or, you know, when you get old.
Oh.
You understand men's testicles have the same problem. One hangs lower than the other.
Lucky Charms donation. I once got a breast exam. The doctor
I
told
thought
me
that
that
was
it was
the-
normal. He did tell me to close my eyes. I think he was a fine doctor. He
What?
even checked my balls for cancer.
got
Everything
a
was normal,
donation.
but I heard a weird zipping sound afterwards. Must be.
I don't know if I want to read.
You don't have to. It's a fan fiction.
Oh.
It was a funny fan fiction, but it was fan fiction. Big
Well,
Joe's
that's
having
good.
daydreams about his doctor and his penis.
Oh.
Yeah, it's normal. Well, normal for Big Joe.
I haven't had that one yet.
The dream about the doctor? You know what? The good-looking doctor who's giving you the prostate exam? Never had one of those? I mean, I haven't. Because I'm not
Women
looking
don't
forward to a
that
prostate exam. If it was the other end, I'd be okay with it, maybe.
State exam,
women
no.
don't check their prostate.
Pap smears
Prostate
aren't fun.
exam. I've never had a woman check my prostate, but I actually have had women check me for hernias several times. That's the cup your balls, turn your head, and cough thing.
Big Joe wants to know what the cause of the sipping sound. The sipping sound? Oh, it was a sipping sound, not a zipping sound. Oh.
What was the zipping sound?
I thought it said zipping sound, but he says it said sipping sound. I'd be questioning that too. If prostate exam was zipping sound, I'd be concerned too.
Doctor
Doctor
turns around and says, hold on, you're gonna feel a little pressure, and then you feel both hands on your shoulders. Whoa, Doc. But do you know how to really freak out your doctor during a prostate exam, Jim?
How?
As soon as he starts, just turn around and go, oh, Daddy.
No.
If I was a dude, I would be like, take me out for dinner first, yo.
Yeah, pretty much. The doctor would probably say it too. Our doctors probably would.
We're going to go out for the Italian pasta, and then I'm going to get drunk, and then you can stick your fingers up my fucking butt, okay? Okay, shake on it. Wrong hand. Well,
Sure. Doctor.
yeah.
Yeah. Did your
Yeah.
doctor have one of those hats with the straws that hold beer cans? No. Did yours?
No. Is he supposed to?
Is this a Patch Adams joke?
No, but what's funny is that kind of reminds me of my doctor. We couldn't get anybody to take care of my son one time when I had to go to the doctor. My wife was working. I had to go to the doctor for, just something that I have to go for, repeatedly.
Mm-hmm.
So I had no choice but to take my son into the doctor's with me. My son's easy enough. You give him a pair of headphones and a tablet with an internet connection, and he'll sit there for as long as you let him and watch YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And
Well,
before anybody says anything, it's YouTube Kids, and he gets to do that as a treat or something to keep him busy. He is not being raised by it.
Yeah.
I refuse to let that happen.
Yeah,
But anyway, my doctor.
Tucker's a better parent than me. Yeah.
Your kid has different circumstances. Nobody's judging you.
Different circumstances. Anyway, my doctor knew that my son was with me, so he came in wearing the umbrella beanie. Not umbrella. The little beanie thing with the propeller on top, spins around.
That's funny.
He comes in with one of those things spinning. My son looked up at him, chuckled at the hat, then went right back to his tablet, not giving one damn. So, my doctor does not have the hat, but my doctor has the propeller beanie.
Interesting doctor.
Yeah, our doctors didn't really do that. I mean, we did have some who tried to play it, funny with the kids and stuff, but no one really doing the clown shit. Oh, just a second, my brothers.
Bye, guy.
Red, that's one thing. That's one thing about my home. That my wife and I are making that when we actually finally get better internet at my home, if we ever get better internet at my home, that's one thing we can do is log on to the router and actually, limit my son's Wi-Fi time. So it's set up to where he's allowed about an hour of YouTube a day, and that's it.
Mm.
Oh, trust me, he's a rambunctious little hellion the rest of the time, but
Mm. At least he has a personality. My son doesn't have one. He just has YouTube.
my son is definitely. Both my wife and I definitely foresee he is your stereotypical hyper boy child. Hyper as far as good luck getting him to sit still kind of thing, right?
The teachers are going to want to medicate him forever.
Right, and that's one thing my wife and I know we're going to have to fight about.
You shouldn't even have to dread that. It should be we say no and that's the end of it.
What now?
It should be that a parent just says no and that's the end of it.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, my son gets to go out all the time. Last week he was my helper until he ran away. I had to work on my well, and I don't let him come down to the wellhead with me because my well's back in the woods, and I go through a couple places that are prone to snakes. And sure enough, I found a snake, so I did what I do to snakes. And when the pew pew went off to take care of said snake, my son ran in the other direction.
Huh.
I muted
He
again.
literally went fuck this shit on that.
I forgot. I'd rather
Most
left the building. That's okay. Can you read my
When it
last
comes to most-
cryptic? Because that's funny.
When it comes to most living creatures on my property, I allow most living creatures to live. If I see them on my property, if they're somewhere they're really not supposed to be, I'll gather them up and move them to where I don't mind them being. But when it comes to snakes, no, snakes are abominations of nature and deserve to die.
And spiders.
They serve a purpose.
The
You know-
spider just scared me, okay? The spider just scared me. I happened to turn my head and there it was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah,
not
okay.
really scared of mice either, but little fucker just appears out of nowhere on my foot, and I'm like, okay, that's gross. I mean, that didn't happen to me. That happened to my manager. But I was like, that would gross me out. I would kick it. I would
Why
feel
would you
bad,
kick
but
it?
I would still kick
If
it.
it rain up, if it rain up on your foot, chances are it'll be gone by the time you even realize what the hell just happened.
Yeah, it does have better movement speeds and instincts than you do.
True. But my instinct would still be to kick it.
The lips are moving out of what?
Oh! Cryptic can read my lips. I mean, I was just moving at a fast rate when I was doing it. That's how we could tell I was muted, because I was talking. I was responding to you, but I was like, no one could hear me. It's like, oh yeah, my brother left. I thought I clicked the button, but I probably am not clicking it hard enough. That's what's going on. I don't
Probably
even know
not.
what he's doing. I thought he wasn't really clear on what he was doing. I think he's being secretive. I think he's going out with his friends. I'm like, you could just tell me that. I don't care. I'd be happy for you if you're going out with your friends. At least it's not a doctor's appointment.
Exactly.
And I told him to have fun anyway. He was like, oh, okay, you knew what I was doing. I'm like, no, I have no idea what you're doing, but you're going out after 4 o'clock. It's 5:30 at night. Yeah, you're probably having fun. Go have fun. Siblings, I think he's gotten to a weird age too. Like between him and I, we've kind of gotten to this weird thing where like, I don't give a shit about his business either. It's just, go have fun. Don't die though. Like, let me know in case you need emergency services, because I am your emergency services. I tell them that too.
Yeah, fair. You just need
I got mad at him earlier.
emergency stuff.
I got mad at him earlier. So like, I don't care if I help him out with garbage and stuff like that. I'm aware of the fact that he's a gimp at this point.
We're not gonna do this on air though.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not talk shit about him for this one, because I got mad at him for it. But anyway, so like, he's taking apart his bandages and shit and throwing it in the garbage. And that's fine. He's like, Jen's gonna take this garbage out. And then he doesn't tell me which bags have that shit in it, so they're all exposed. I'm like, dude, can you let me know so I can wear gloves? That's gross. Just gross. Just gross. I'm saying it because Trucker's here, and I'm like, he's a normal dude. Like, I don't doubt that you have some bad habits too. I have some bad habits too. How do I poke this guy? How do I poke him? Just poke him.
Close the bag, I guess.
That was the problem. He did close it. He just doesn't close it all the way, or he just doesn't think that, he's a biohazard. He's a walking biohazard. Dude.
Well, good thing it's not contagious.
That's true. That is true.
At least he's changing his bandages.
That is actually also true, because I was worried about that.
So what you do is, if he's leaving soiled bandages where you can see them, just leave your menstrual products out where he can see them.
Yeah, that's true. But then I have to see them.
That'd be funny payback, except with Jen's, it'll be on the day that her mom shows up, and it'll just be like, oh, what the fuck? But, I mean, I'll find it funny. Jen won't.
Well, that's when Jen looks at her mom and says, well, look at the bright side, Mom. At least I'm not pregnant.
I actually don't have to with that one, because she finally realized today what I've been describing to her for, years, is him peeing on the floor. Because I think she thought I was exaggerating that shit, like little splotches on the floor. I'm like, no, it's a full-on ring. And so she cleaned my bathroom floor, which I told her not to. I'm like, don't do it. Like, they just switched over my blinds, and she decided that today she was going to come over and just poke her nose at things to clean. And I was like, don't bother. Like, I got stuff I got to clean. And so she's like, I'm going to do the floor. And so she did the floor. I'm like, there's a full ring of pee. I'm like, yeah, I told you. He does that all the time. It looks like rust at this point. And she's like, this is a brand new toilet. I'm like, I cleaned it last weekend. It's been a week.
That would be because his sugars are high.
Mm-hmm. He gets money sometimes. Like it's either he gets it through his friends or he gets it through he gets paid monthly just like we do. And he can order whatever he wants online. Like there's nothing that stops him from eating what he wants. He just cuts back on it, and he has. But that doesn't change the fact that he'll just order stuff. And I keep telling him if he wants me to get him something to help him with the sweets, I could at least get him something sugar-free. I know it's not covering everything. It's not. But at least it would be better than what he's doing. Because he'll buy candy. He'll buy soda that's not sugar-free. He doesn't do it all the time, but he's like, oh, well, I haven't had a soda in like 6 months, so I'm going to have a soda. I'm like, you can't anymore. There is no more.
Yeah.
There's no more just one soda. And last week he ordered $50 worth of pizza, and he's like, well, you had some. I had 2 slices of it. I had some, sure. That's so much white flour and cheese. The cheese is fine.
Well,
I'm eating cheese is fine.
Cheese is fine because cheese is protein, so it's not going to break down into sugar very much.
It's more the crust than anything. Like, I might mention
yes, it is. It's the dough.
Yeah, I might mention to him next time that he does that to see if they have like whole wheat or something, because you could. It's not much better, but at least it's a little bit better. Because I think Pizza Hut does that nowadays anyway.
They also have the cauliflower.
Well, there you go.
Stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
It probably tastes like gnarly garbage, though.
With them, I wouldn't be surprised.
The best thing he could do if he's going to get a pizza is, like BJ said, or BG.
Why
the hell did I say? Like BG said, the cauliflower crust, or if they have a gluten-free.
Yeah. Yeah, I might have to get him to start doing that, just because. I mean, I like pizza sometimes too. Like, I don't want to deny myself the odd pizza every once in a while, but he has to remember that it's not just that he's having a pizza. It's that like when he orders, he's ordering like 4 of them. I'm like, that's the problem, Chris. If you ordered 1 pizza and I had 2 slices and you had the rest of it, it'd still be too much, but it would be at least more reasonable. He doesn't think that way.
I don't even think how one person can consume that much pizza.
I don't understand it either. I would die doing it. It would hurt.
I can barely get through 2 slices myself.
Yeah, but you also have pizza like every week.
But you're not wrong.
It's also the same pizza too. It wouldn't be so bad if you could switch it up to something completely different as a pizza, but it's the same pizza every week.
You're not wrong.
I know. I'm not saying it to be mean. I'm just saying it because, like, pizza, the thing that's nice about pizza is it's versatile. It's a flatbread. You can put whatever the fuck you want on it. But if it's the same one,
Jack is a creature of habit.
I like his style. I mean, I do that kind of pizza all the time too. But if I did it every week, I'd be. You're a brave mom. You are a good mom. I'm just saying, you're a good mom.
Thanks. I try.
We do what we gotta do to make your kids happy. It makes them smile and it makes them eat something.
Sure. Pat's amazed that Jack has never become a fatty, and I'm like, no shit.
I know, right? Some little kids just have that metabolism. They're just like, can I just like put that little bit of you into a bottle and sell it?
Right?
But I can't.
Women would buy you so much. Like, women would just,
Yeah.
Yep, my sonny is the metabolism of fucking Zeus.
Cryptic says he doesn't eat pizza very often. It's not an everybody meal. It's versatile. Like, based off of what the idea is, it's versatile. But it's kind of like, it's like a rice bowl. In all honesty, a rice bowl is whatever you want in it.
Yeah.
It's what toppings you want to put on it. I mean, it does matter what toppings you combine. He eats pizza about 3 times a year. Honestly, I've cut back so much, mostly just because part of it is just seeing Chris eat so much of it. You know, eating disorder really is to do with mental. A lot of it has to do with your mental. Like, I don't have one, but every time I notice myself not wanting to eat something, I notice it's because of things correlating. You know, like if I've been watching Chris eat too much, or if he has like I want to talk about food so much that it makes my sister disturbed, because it does. It's like, it disturbs me sometimes how much he'll get into the conversation. And I love food. I love talking about food. I love talking about making food. But it got to the point where, like, yeah, he would discuss food in such a way that it was almost like he was discussing porn. I was like, I don't want to hear that from my brother.
Interesting.
Yeah, so pizza's kind of like that with me. Like, I do like pizza, but honestly, if I had pizza once a year, I'd be fine with that. Just because I'm so tired of it. I like a lot of other things now. Like, you're gonna laugh at me for this one because it's Korean, but I have a Korean place I want to go to because I want to try their fried chicken. Yeah, I just want I want fried chicken. Doesn't have to be Korean. It's just every time I see a food blog when they go to Korea, it's just that nice level of fluffy, crispy, yummy chicken. Like, yeah, I want to try it. They have other things I want to try too. I'm not a fan of kimchi though. I will flat out say it. I get what it is. It goes okay on some things if you blend it in really well, really well. But I'm not a big fan of it. I used to have a friend at a coworker who used to eat the kimchi bowls, the ramen.
Yep.
No, thank you. My dad used to like it too. It was like his favorite soup until he realized how much sodium was in those. Hey, we got a blue.
Oh, what?
Hi, how you doing? How cryptic makes a meat fried pick a protein. It doesn't necessarily have to be Korean. I wouldn't mind trying their spices though. Like, I doubt the seasoning's probably a little bit different, so there's that curiosity too. But every time I see a photo, it's just that nice, lovely. He's probably had good Korean chicken too, and he's roasting my balls because he does that. It's cryptic.
That's true.
It's just it's not KFC chicken. I'm gonna be real with you. My parents were very anti-fried chicken. Not necessarily my mom so much as my dad. Like, my mom has always been a little bit more leeway when it comes to that kind of stuff, because she's like, it's not good for you. You shouldn't eat this all the time. But a treat once a year ain't gonna kill you. It ain't.
Exactly.
But fried chicken for us out here kind of ended up being like KFC because my parents don't really explore much. Go to the little walls. Sometimes they're safer than you think. KFC is okay for chicken, but there are way better places to go. There just are. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
I don't think you're necessarily a big KFC. It's just that it's where I live.
One of my bandages had come off, so I had to go find a meat for and take back on.
Nashville fried chicken. Yum.
Your
bandages. How I was asking about that. We just kind of petered to something else. How are you doing? You don't go into details if you don't want to, but...
Oh, I'm doing decent. Like, I mean, I obviously still have a lot of abdomen pain and there's some bruising, but other than that, things are okay. I was vacuumed today and did cat litter, so I'm still mostly myself. Now I just got to mop the floor and do the dishes, and I'll be myself again.
Well, hey, at least you're moving around okay, because I know some of that was concerns you had. Was little things like,
I thought I was going to want to sleep constantly, and the doctor's like, yeah, don't do that. And I'm like, oh, fine. Ugh.
Well, the one good thing is, like, if you're doing some cleaning, it's at least some exercise too, and it's stuff that you're still kind of used to, so it's not too much. You know,
Yep.
you don't want to strain,
I'm
you
not
don't want
allowed
to strain your belly.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to lift anything over 20 pounds for 4 weeks.
So no vacuuming for you.
Well, my vacuum's a light vacuum, so we're good.
Is it 20 pounds though?
No,
Big-
it's one of those light, like super light Becel ones
Okay.
that are like super easy to lift.
Okay. Well, there you go. I know they
Yeah.
exist. I only ask. I'm not grilling it either. I only ask because sometimes they say that they weigh something and then you lift one up and you're like, no, you don't. Fuckers.
Yeah, it's not the stand tall vacuum. It's one of the ones that has 4 wheels and is always on the floor. And then you have an arm to it. And I can just pull it back into my bedroom, so I don't even really have to lift it anyway.
Well, that's good. How's been sleeping with it? That was actually something that I thought about. Because, like, when I have things on me, I'm weird when I have, like, it's not just the blanket, it's the thing on me plus the blanket. At least when it's on my head.
Well, because the weather is 33 degrees or 90 in American talk, I'm not shivering all day anymore, so I'm happy. The sleeping part, it starts out as irritating, and then my Seroquel kicks in, boom, and then 2 a.m. I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I can't sleep, and nobody's awake. Oh my God. And then at some point I fall back to sleep. So, sleep.
You'll probably have to get used to it, basically. Like,
I'm not allowed to sleep on my tummy no more.
oh, I never
used to
did,
sleep
but
face down, ass up.
my brother's like that. He prefers the belly. I always kind of, actually, for his size, there's been times where I've wanted to take photos for him, not to share with people. It's not to do that, but to share with him because I'm surprised at the level of twisting he can do in his sleep. I keep telling him, you're more twisty than you give yourself credit for. But then he wakes up in pain, and I'm like, that's probably why you're in pain, because you were doing this yoga move where your leg was over your shoulder, and I don't know how you did that because you're kind of big. He doesn't believe me.
I do that with my knees, where my knee is like almost up near my face, and I've scrunched down over and I've rolled over a pillow, so I'm like almost on my belly, but not quite.
Yeah.
And I'll wake up sometimes because I've accidentally just hit myself in the face with my knee.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
And I'm like, how the?
I don't know how he does it. I'm like, I don't even do that. Like, I sleep almost solid. I have 2 poses: the soldier pose, and then the I'm curled up because I feel cold pose.
I like the curled up one too. The burrito is nice.
It's always when I go to the bathroom, because when I come back to my bed, somehow it magically turns into an ice box. And yeah, I do pull the covers back over, but just don't do anything.
It just turns into a freaking ice box.
And it hurts.
I totally agree. That is bullshit.
And it hurts. Like, you go back to bed and you're like, I'm very tired. Like, you are that tired. You know you're going to fall asleep, but it just hurts for the few seconds that you're in bed. Just like, can you just warm up a little faster?
Yep. Oh my God. Oh my God. When you were a little kid, did you ever watch the static lightning?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever have one of the? So I was there at my grandparents' house, and she had this wool blankie, and at nighttime, and I pull it and go, and there'd be like a little thing that looked like lightning, and it was like a little static lightning, and I was like, holy shit, there's science in my bed, and I just pulled the wool blanket like all over the place all the time just to see all the static go. I don't know. As a kid, I was fascinated with static lightning.
That part I didn't do. I just knew that if you got static, you could torture other people with it.
Me and my brother just saw little bits of light that was just really cool.
No, I just like to fluff somebody's head up, or fluff up a coat and then poke them afterwards, because there's that little bit of shock. I mean, you get it too. You're not without shock when you do it, but it's funny because they're not expecting it. Also, when I worked at Winners, that was the thing I hated the worst, was the wintertime, because you put those coats away and then you go and you hang something up and you're like, shock.
Yep. Fucking winter. And yeah, why would a box have feet?
A what? Why would a box have feet? Because it has holes, and that's where the feet go. You've never worn a box?
Why?
So the box
Boxes
can walk.
don't have feet.
Well, how are they gonna get places? FedEx?
You pick them up. Yeah, exactly. They get delivered places.
Well, there's your feet.
Well, so then a box would have feet by having somebody else's feet holding while they're being held in delivered places. Okay.
Well, that's why he's blue.
So maybe he just has forever feet. Like somebody is like, I'm just going to donate my feet to you forever, box.
He's blue feet holding a box.
Maybe he's like a guy off the Star Trek. That guy off of Deep Space Nine that had like two people talking for him.
I think we scared him off anyway. That's not very nice. Don't run away. We're not.
Yeah.
What?
Maybe you're from Star Trek Blue.
Okay, Red says it accidentally sucks when you shock. Well, yeah, it does kind of suck when you shock your cat or your dog, because they're like, that hurt. They don't. They're just like, why'd you hurt me, Mom or Dad? I know that's cringy. It's just, human. It's just as cringy to me. My cat is not talking to me like human. They're talking to me like person who takes care of me and feeds me and I love a lot. Mom. It's just easier to say it like that. Or Dad.
Soggy bottom box? What?
What?
Cryptic told me to go up one to read chat. So soggy bottom box, boots with the fur, going low, low, low.
Yeah, he likes his lyrics.
Low. Nah, I'm still here. See? Blocks would never let us down when we're trying to make a joke.
See, that's good. That's good. But I stand by the blue feet with a box.
Box, you are an amazing box. Yeah. You're such a good box. I just like your box. It is so beautiful. Oh, my phone's got low battery? That's gay. All right.
Yeah,
I only need $54 more and I'm back in the green in my bank account. Woo!
Well, there you go.
Because Biden's finance bullshit is fucking urinating all over Canadian finance.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Because we're just as stupid.
Well, yeah. They get a cold and we get cancer.
Exactly.
Used to be they get a sniffle, we get a cold, but now it's, cancer.
I know, right? That's so gay. Like, so gay.
Totally gay.
Yeah. Very gay. Hey, Ozzy. Are you gay?
Yeah, he is.
Are you gay, Ozzy? You are gay. You know
but
that?
he's not gay for
Ozzy, be gay.
Be gay. Why are you not
Just
gay?
Jump over the rainbow. Why aren't you gay?
Why are you not gay?
Wilson is right there, and he's ready to hump, okay? And you are also ready to hump.
He just
you
doesn't
guys
go the way.
Just
he doesn't
be gay.
It's the box necessity. A box necessity. Forget about your worries.
Oh God, no! He's trying to do the Jungle Book. No. You dick.
Is it just certain Disney songs that just get to you the worst?
Wilson, don't you dare walk on me. Ow! Ow!
Well, that's how you get even with Cryptic, is you pass the torch back to him. Right? I mean, you're the mom. You should know this song off by heart anyway.
No.
Huh? No. I was a daycare kid, so I should know that song. I just don't. as well as I should. I do know it. I just don't know it as well as I should. Disney is interesting that way. Like, some Disney just never leaves your head.
Disney is crashing and burning.
Oh, they sure are. It's fun. I don't watch all the time because I'm not morbid like that, but every once in a while I poke by. I'm like, yeah, you're still dying? Yeah, you're still dying.
Wilson, don't be an asshole. Like Shayna.
Well,
What?
one minute you're like, Ozzy, why are you not gay? And then Wilson's like, but I'm not gay. I'm making Ozzy gay for no reason. Box. That's what Cryptic has to say. Do you have a question for Box, Cryptic? Because I can always ask him. Why are you not gay?
Box says it's nearly been 2 years since I started to go by Blue instead of Box. LOL. Well, Box, but you put Fox back in your name so that we could call you either the dumb color or the dumb object, and we just picked Fox because it's easier to remember.
And now Red has put the image of a Asian dude with square balls in my head.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Hi, Sixer! You came in at the right time! I want you to picture Cryptic with square balls. You're welcome. He does have square balls.
Sixer, yo, sup?
Then he left. He's like, I don't want to know about square Asian balls. Well, listen, you know, there's chicken balls. Sometimes those guys don't shape those very well and they look square.
Yeah.
I've had them shaped like that. Doesn't happen all the time. Like your chicken balls and batter are a little bit square.
Exactly. Gay. Totally gay.
It is gay. I gotta stop saying that though. I'm gonna get in trouble. My neighbors will be like, "Wait, would you stop saying that name or that word?" I'll be like, "No, I cannot." It's a blueness. I'm not saying that again. No. It is a cryptic thing. I think everyone knows it's a cryptic thing. It's all good. Blue square balls. I'm not even getting paid to say that. That's how lucky you guys are. I'm kidding. $5. I'm kidding. That quote's been a while. You know, I haven't heard that one in a while. Maybe. I have that open. All right. So how are we all doing? Because I don't. No, it is blue squares.
Yeah, I just saw my brother pwn somebody on Twitter.
Oh.
So I just stopped for a minute. So my brother Suckbait Replica says, my side of the argument gets accused of conflating sex with gender. But today, when I got my COVID booster shot, on the consent form, the options for sex were male, female, or self-ID. Who's conflating sex with gender now? Boom! Mic drop. My brother just had a mic drop moment. And it was amazing.
Well, it's been on our Forbes for a while, actually.
Yep.
I mean, Lauren Southern has self-identified as a man since what, 2016?
Yep.
Legally? She's still hot, by the way. I actually had to like one of her quotes because it was a good comeback. So one of the things that she gets ragged on all the time for is her sister's kind of hot too. And so sometimes people will give her shit, be like, well, your sister's hotter than you. And so she's like, well, yeah, but here's the difference. My sister actually loves me because she's my sister, and it's unconditional, which, you know, she doesn't love you, so. I was like, good for you. That's one thing I'll say about her. I don't agree with her on a lot of stuff that she's done, but she's a witty girl. She's smart, and I'll take her. She's on her side. She's not always right, though. Some stuff she's done in the past I didn't agree with. Don't throw boats. Don't throw flares at boats, okay? Ever. That's the only thing I've ever seen her do that I disagree with, and I will say that verbally. That's why I will point it out. Lauren. Someday you should be like, that was a stupid idea. Don't apologize. I don't think people should apologize for shit anymore because it doesn't do anything. But just be like, yeah, that was a stupid idea. Just so other people don't do it. Because there's too many people on this planet who are stupid and see other people do stupid stuff and they're like, I'm going to do that thing. That's the world we live in now, BG.
Yeah. Well, what?
So once upon a time, back when she was first running, Lauren Southern was on the fight against too many immigrants moving to the Western world. And I agree with regulation. It's one of those things where, like, I don't want to ban people from moving to my country, but I do believe in regulation. 100%. And hardcore regulation. It's how you keep people who are not good people out of your country. Like, if I was in Japan, I approve of what Japan does. I'm just saying. I do, actually. Because it protects them from bullshit. That's why they do it. It can. But she shot a flare at a boat of migrants. Like, it was meant to be a show of drama. Like, I don't think she meant to actually aim at the boat, but she did.
Oops.
You know? So it's one of those things where, like, in the heat of the moment, I think she had a hot-headed, I'm just hot, I can do whatever the fuck I want moment. And there's times when you reflect and you go, that was a stupid thing to do. Don't apologize for it. But admit it was a stupid thing to do. That's all. I'm not hardcore on holding things against people. It's just when you put people's life at risk like that, I do. Because there were kids on that boat. There were children on that boat. They were a minority, but they were there. That's where I defend, you know? It's one of those things where, like, I don't have to like a group of people, but if there's children in that group, I do care about their kids. I'm weird like that.
You know what else is fucking hilarious?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently there's first breaking news. Okay, breaking news. So this is important. Why does Trudeau go maskless overseas, but not in Canada?
Oh, I know, right? He spent his entire time in Ukraine without a mask on, but he had that nice little sexy pose with his ex-wife, you know. We're on the swing set together. Well, you didn't see that one. So they were on the swing set together, like, oh, we're posing together with our masks on. But he spent the entire time in Ukraine with his son, which is highly inappropriate for his son, by the way, to be seeing that kind of shit. Don't drag him to a war zone. That's so dangerous. I guess so. I don't even like the guy. I'm like, don't torment your kid. Don't do to your kid what your dad did to you. History repeats itself.
It does.
Don't do what his dad did to him.
Yeah, his dad.
Fuck some Canadian bitch and then leave him off with her husband?
No. His, Pierre Trudeau, regardless of what you want to make jokes about, you know, Castro being his dad, Pierre Trudeau took him to some of the most heinous places on the planet. Like, there's a reason why he has some of the beliefs that he has. He didn't just come up with that shit on his own. And as much as we make shit up, you know, jokes about Castro being his dad, Pierre was bad too. Actually, Pierre was smarter than his son, but he was still a piece of shit. You know, and his son went with him everywhere. So, like, he was talking to communist dictators long before he was of the age to understand what he was learning about. And now he's doing the same shit to his son. He's just like his dad, but not in the smartest of ways.
Alec, he did go AWOL
Mhm.
after being in the military twice.
Yeah.
Like, he left the military twice.
Yeah. I hate that guy.
What?
I can't wait until he's
What a
gone.
shit. I know, right?
For the record, I'm laughing at the Jagmeet Singh stuff. I really am. I'd really like to know, and this is going to be horrible of me to say, I'd really like to know how many of the people giving him shit online are from his own community. Like, I don't doubt a lot of them are white people. I don't. That I do believe some of them are probably white people, but I just want to know how many of them are from his own community. Because they hate him. I wouldn't doubt that the worst shit coming towards him is stuff coming from his own community. I'm mean like that. I am a little bit mean-spirited like that. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
I don't think you should I don't necessarily think you should harass the leaders. I do believe in holding them accountable. But at the same time, though, as if you go into politics, you got to be aware that there's going to be some guy with a sign with your face on it that's not going to be nice for you. That is how politics are. My guy has it, people are trashing Pierre. I know you don't like him as much. I have mixed feelings on him too.
Yeah.
I do. But at the same time, like I don't have much here. I don't. I'll take what I got. But they're trashing him too. They're allowed to. That's how politics are. And sometimes the stuff they're trashing with it, you know what, if it's true, maybe he needs to hear it. How is he supposed to get better if he doesn't know about it? It's just I don't agree with like hounding people down and harassing them. It's easy enough to be okay with it when it's Nancy Pelosi. I still don't agree with it though. Like I think she deserves it, but I don't agree with it. It's so hard to like try to hold to your guns, especially when people are shitty.
I wouldn't agree with that either.
It's like I don't like her. I think she's a piece of shit. But I don't think hounding them does anything good for your side or your argument.
One thing about Nancy Pelosi is her problem. What happened with her was actually more of a fact of, she sicked her wild dog. Metaphorically speaking, she sicked her dogs on so many people. Eventually, her dog turned on her.
And that's the thing. When I know it's coming from her own side, that's why I can laugh at it. I just don't want it coming from our side if I can help it. Like I'm not going to stop people from doing what they want to do because freedom of expression. I just think it looks bad. But when it comes from her own side, that's just funny.
Well, thing is, too, you got also, the funny part is you got to remember, this kind of thing's actually happened to Nancy Pelosi before.
Yeah, it has. Which you got that haircut thing?
No, it wasn't even a haircut. This was back when George Bush was president.
Oh.
W. It was old W.
Good old W.
It was W.
Oh, yeah.
It was this woman. There was a woman who.
You're making me feel old, Tucker.
Yeah. Oh, just wait. It gets better. There was a mother of a soldier who died over in Iraq, because W. And his mother started this whole movement. Pink something, I think. I can't remember what they were called, but they were always out at George Bush's ranch down in Texas, picketing and protesting the war and protesting him and all this. And Nancy Pelosi and all them, same thing. It's the same deal, where Nancy Pelosi was cheering it on and encouraging them to keep it up and keep doing it, and it's their right and all this stuff, until they decided to turn around and show up at Nancy Pelosi's house because they also knew that Nancy Pelosi had a hand in all the Iraq shit too. But they ended up showing up at her house, throwing shit over like the gate at her house and all this mess. And, once Nancy Pelosi once they got involved with Pelosi, then they started screaming, "Oh, no, not here."
I'm not
Uh,
gonna lie, she's also somebody that's funny to watch when she loses her shit. It's like that one teacher that you don't mean to pick on, but you just do because the reaction is just funny. She is that lady.
Oh,
I think she always
oh,
has been.
pick on her. Pick on her, please. Pick on her.
Like it's not even like even with this one, I don't mean it maliciously. She just is. She's just one of those people that when they react, they just react so funny that you're just like, I don't mean to carry this on anymore. But the more you react like that, the more I can't help it. Like you're ridiculous.
absolutely freaking ridiculous, man.
Ridiculous. So I don't know how long we're gonna keep this up for. Like I can go for another 15 minutes, but after that I'm probably gonna start.
Oh, we should end anyways because we've been at over 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, I just, I think I think we've cut down on people. I was even looking to see if somebody started streaming or something because like everyone fucked off. I'm like, did I say something? Because I do that sometimes. I say stuff and then people disappear.
No,
and
when
I'm
you
like,
get like over 2 hours, at some point people are like, I can't do this anymore.
yeah. Yeah, I think so. So,
Yeah.
anybody got anything on the go? Anything exciting for us this week? Like I know it's my birthday, but Monday's stuff going on.
No idea.
It's work as always.
Yeah. Are you going anywhere exciting this week for work? Anywhere new?
Nope.
Nope. Ah, well.
Nope.
Seeing any beautiful things? You do always do.
I'm actually sitting here looking at the skyline of the mountain ridge. It's a place I don't park very often. It's actually kind of pretty. I'm just sitting here looking at it.
This is what I mean. Folks, if you really want to see some of the nicest places, you gotta follow with where the trackers go. You gotta find some people who stream, and this one does sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes he does, because they'll show you some really nice places.
I used to stream all the time, but
it's still
getting caught up with lots and lots of drama and all that stuff, I kind of knocked off it for a while, but I've been considering doing it again.
I know Eve has been setting up a little bit more. I mean, I think she's got a little bit of time off, but yeah, you guys should. Because you see all of the parts of North America that a lot of people don't see. And you'll see the traffic.
Yeah, but then that's also a double-edged razor in a sense, or double-edged blade in a sense. Because the thing is, you always hear people talk about, oh, you get to see all the cool places, like you get to see LA and you get to see, you get to see LA, you get to see San Francisco, you get to see this city and that city. Well, sort of, kind of. You see the interstates go past these cities. But then there's stuff like what I'm looking at now. I'm just sitting here, like I said, looking at a mountain range, and honestly, if I wasn't at work and wasn't at work and wasn't on the stream right now, chances are I'd be sitting up on one of those mountains looking down.
That'd be fun. Okay, on that note.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we will be back on Monday, right? Well, hopefully Monday, unless something happens, which shouldn't happen.
And thank you for the donations. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah.
And I will probably be in and around. You never know. Tomorrow is a write-off, though, because my mom is claimed pretty much most of the day, which is kind of how it happens on your birthday.
You're not wrong.
I will probably be around on Sunday, but I'll probably be exhausted Sunday because that's usually how Sunday is for me anyway. But I'll be around, and then I'm here on Monday, and then Wednesday is always Minions for me with Hammer, and I'm always with you on Wednesdays too, and then back again next Friday. And sometimes I hang out with Pat because he's been nice to me and letting me join him. But you know what? This is the only place you get to see my face.
Exactly.
I did use my photo on the Minions last week, though. I told them, though, that if they want my real face, they have to come here because that's where you get the camera face, where I prove what I am. And It's advertisement. It was kind of like advertisement for here too, to be honest. I did kind of think, if I put this on here, maybe it'll bring some traffic over here. I do think it works. I just don't want to do it all the time. So come over here if you want to see my face.
Yeah.
And donate to BG because she's got an adorable kid. And you know what? She got a hole stuck in her. I know that's not what happened, but that's what I'm calling it. A hole with a bag.
Great. I got a hole stuck in her. Yeah, okay, I got a hole stuck in me.
I don't know the process. I don't know it. Like, I've got this image in my head of what happened. I know that's not what happened, but, imagination land is weird.
It is weird, especially since my incisions are really tiny.
Well, maybe not a giant hole, but, like, still, I was concerned. I was worried. I didn't visit because I was hormonal. That happens, but, I was worried. I did visit, actually.
Oh, good.
It was short, but I did visit because I was tired too. Hormonal and tired. Anyway, guys. And Red.
Thank you, everybody.
Our last visitor who's like, I came back to visit. Tell me where you went, though, because I don't know. Nothing's going on. I don't know what's going on where everyone went.
After 2 hours, everybody gets bored of listening to us say nothing interesting.
Oh, well, yeah, that part I get. It's just where they went. Usually there's someone else streaming, too. I think Sinatra was doing something, but nobody cares about Amber Lindgren.
A good part of the people here that visit here is, there's several people that are British, so 5 hours ahead of us, and
yeah,
then
they've gone to sleep. Yeah. I gotta get more Aussie fans, and more American friends, and more like Canadian friends. Maybe get a boyfriend or something. Bye. Oh wait. Let's do
get out.